Hey, how's it going? This is Brian from B's Music Shop, and I have left NAMM. I'm at a secret facility. I went to a secondary location. Curtis Novak this year did this Woodwire Volt show. It's a side show, and I'm here with Phillip from 40 Watt Podcast.
Hi.
40 Watt Guitar. If you're a whole empire now. You were a 40 Watt Podcast.
Yeah.
Now you're
40 Watt Productions.
Productions.
That's what the LLC says anyway.
And we were going to go around and we were talking, and he knew every guitar here. He knew everything. So we decided he's going to take me through it, and we're just going to guerrilla screw with people. And we got to end at my bass.
Okay, we're going to end.
We want to end with Novak.
So I just remapped everything in my head, so I know where we're starting. It's going to be a zigzag course. Stick with me here. Very, very double dare. If you're familiar, you got to be of a certain age. We're ready. We got the obstacle course. And
I just want to say, if I've not been heard from it because of the secondary location, call the police. It's okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
It's totally
awesome.
Fine. Everything's fine. All right, let's go.
Let's start. We're gonna start right behind us.
Oh,
you got to start with pedals. Come on.
Yeah.
Gotta start with pedals. So
we do these in the store. They're so good.
Yeah. Do y'all have these yet? Obviously
is this
not
new?
this yet. Brand new.
No, brand new.
So Zach just launched these for this show. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm gonna borrow this. So the new pedal, this is the Mythos Argo Deluxe, Boost Deluxe. So the Argo is an octave fuzz based on the cob. I can never remember what it stands for. Anyway, it stands for a thing. It's an octave fuzz. Well, this one he did as a partnership with Mick from that pedal show, who wanted a boost function. So this is the octave fuzz and also a foot switchable boost.
Nice.
So it can do your boosted tones into your amp. It can get you the octave. If you don't want the octave, you just want a little more, you can dial out the clean blend for the octave. Super rad. I'm really glad he has brought this out. I can't wait to get mine because
everything he makes is so fantastic. Also, his graphic design. Look at that.
How perfect is that?
He had we went to CME in Chicago when they did that pedal expo, and he had some shirts that were like incredible. He's always got something. Awesome.
Yeah. I bought recently. You can't even buy it now. I'm sorry. But he does a Halloween pedal every year, and this year he did a big muff in the big puff.
Stay puff.
The big puffed. And I got that one, and it is so good.
I almost bought it, and I was like, it's so good. And then I waited like 5 minutes, and it was gone.
Waited too long. Yeah.
You know the thing where you're like, I have so many pedals. I need to like take a beat sometimes because it's too easy to pull that lever.
Yeah.
Zach, we love you.
Oh, yeah. Zach, we love you.
Hey. We're just looking at your new Argo.
Yes. The Argo Boost Deluxe. You got to supersize your Argo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just like naming stuff after like fast food upgrades. Yeah, it's a collaboration with Mick Taylor of TPS. Super excited about it. It's we're still ironing out the details about when it's going to come out. Of course, it's NAMM, so when does it come out?
Is it NAMM? We're at a secondary location.
It's not NAMM. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
It's NAMM adjacent.
That's right.
We're NAMM adjacent this year.
Yes. And we're just really excited about it because what it gives you is just a little bit more, but the ability to kind of have like one more in between that is musical and useful is nice. Why not? It's just one foot switch. So
it's awesome. We love your stuff. We've been doing your stuff at the store now, and it's everything you make is so great. And you're so fun. And I was just saying, you have such good graphics. Your graphics ideas are always so good.
It's all Ghostbusters related. It's my favorite thing other than this and my family. Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on. Thank you. We're just guerrilla doing the whole thing at one time.
Yeah.
Because Phil told me he knew everybody, so I'm like, let's just go.
People. You're welcome. All right, so we're gonna go. Actually, we're gonna go to a table. I don't know. I've just been staring at the guitars.
Let's do it.
So we're going over here to Walsh Guitars. I've been staring really hard at some of these. They're really fantastic. So this is one that has been absolutely calling my name all day.
This is you. Why don't you come? You come in here.
Come talk to us. I'm Phillip. Nice to meet you. Finally, you've been talking to someone the entire time I've been here, so I'm like, I'll come grab him sometime.
Here, why don't you come here in the middle?
Yeah, you tell us about him. I'll just be Vanna over here.
That is so pretty. That is such a great paint.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. So this one, it's featuring a one-piece white mahogany body, and these are actually Soviet pickups from the 1960s.
What?
Yeah, I have a huge collection of Japanese and Soviet pickups. So I send these to Gemini. We take out all the guts, but we keep the magnets and we turn them into P90s.
Wow.
So
some of those had like a not quarter inch. I've seen like Soviet guitars and they use a different connector. And to me, I'm just like, what is going on?
Well, and they're horrible, like the originals, because they're microphonic. They're not potted.
Yeah.
Super bad. And this one, we want to give it a little bit more versatility. So we put an on-off toggle just for the middle pickups. You can get all 3 pickups at the same time. A lot of versatility on this one. So
that's awesome.
Talk about the finish. This finish is...
Yeah. So I call this Razzmatazz Flake because I grew up eating blow pops, and that was my favorite flavor. So there's that. And it's got a black side stripe. It's really hard to tell, but there's actually a black a top stripe.
Oh, wow.
As well.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get that
right in there. Do you see that black stripe? Does that come through? I know it's the sunshine's kind of weird.
It's really subtle on this color as well.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing something that I don't know if other guitar builders are doing, but it's called a step carve.
Yeah.
And kind of happened upon that accidentally, and it's kind of stuck. So
that's really cool. I love it's like very much an homage to like old Japanese guitars, and it feels like it's like about 10% Iceman too in some ways. It has that kind of like vibe. It's so good. It looks so great. It's such a good take on it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That is cool. Yeah. What else you got here? I see like everything here is so cool looking.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh yeah, I want to not knock things over.
I did have a guitar in the boutique. A lady put it back and it fell. It's insane.
I'll hold that for you.
So,
I almost died.
This is kind of my favorite body design. This is called the Archigos.
Yeah.
And I have a solid body version over there. This is the semi-hollow. And this is kind of based off of some Soviet designs that I really, really love. Jolana, which was in Soviet Union from like the 60s, early 70s. And this has got like a cool German carve here, a German carve here. The F hole goes into the German carve.
That's so good.
Oh, wow.
That is so good.
And then we got natural sides and back, one piece Honduran mahogany body.
I like the covers too.
Yeah, so those are made out of solid maple. And then I painted those to match the body.
The pickup covers are maple.
Yeah, the pickup covers are maple.
I hate you. You're too cool. I can't
like
be next to you anymore.
The pickguard being like, is it aluminum or like steel? Or is that,
yeah, so it's gold anodized aluminum.
Yeah, and then goes to the black and then back. And it gives such like almost like a lightning bolt feel to it. Yeah,
exactly.
And I love the inlays being like, it looks like almost like old drum wrap or something, like old Ludwig wrap.
Yeah, so it's injected plexiglass, injected with metal flake. So really cool. And what's really cool about this too is, again, I'm trying to do things. It's hard to stand out in the guitar industry. Yeah. But we got a German carve on the back and then a matching little carve right there.
And I love the play being recessed.
Yes, I love that.
So it's flat against the hand.
Nice touch.
Yeah, little things like that. So
that is so cool.
Yeah. That is so
This is one of our favorites. This is I hand mix most of my colors. We call this black gold. Yeah. If you look at it front on, it looks black. Go to the sides, it turns gold.
I don't think it's possible for the camera to get the nuance of this finish. It's so good.
It's hard to capture.
It almost has like a chocolate vibe to it.
I was gonna say it's like a sparkly chocolate. It's like the Willy Wonka. It's like it's like the ticket accidentally got shredded into the chocolate.
Yes.
Oh man, there's so many cool ones. I like this one with like the this guy. Can I hand this to you? Because
yeah. So this one we got a vintage Formica top. Yeah. And the vintage Formica back.
Oh, let's see the back
as well. Yeah.
What's the back? Is it the same thing?
Same thing again. So we got boomerangs.
Yeah.
So I'm from Richland, Tri-Cities, Washington, and so we're well known for like plutonium creation. So there's a lot of like 50s and 60s stuff. So I'm trying to honor the history of our city. And then we have a confetti flake finish on the sides.
So cool.
So really cool. These are K-style pancake pickups in a Strat housing. And there's a 3-way pickup for these. And then an on-off vintage rocker switch just for the middle pickup. So you can get all 3 pickups at the same time.
Is this like, is it solid or is it?
Yeah. So this is Swamp Ash. So it's this is only a 1/16 of an inch thick, so it's almost like a veneer.
Well, I didn't know. Sometimes when they do the Dan Electro thing, so I wondered how you did it. Yeah, the construction of it.
This honors the Alamo guitars out of San Antonio from the 60s.
Yeah,
and those were like horribly crappy guitars. They look cool, not functional, made out of plywood. Yeah. So
I love the use of rocker switches on guitars, and I think more people should be doing it.
Absolutely,
yeah.
It's a vibe.
I want to feel like I'm starting an old rocket ship up when I'm playing guitar. That's what I need.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
That's so great.
You know, one other one. I'm gonna grab another one. This is so cool. I love this color combination.
Yeah, let's talk about this one. Because this is a baritone.
Yeah, so this is a baritone. And what's cool about this one is it's actually a conversion style neck. So it's 28.625 inches, but at any point you can drop a 25.5 in this with absolutely no modifications.
Wow. So yeah, it's just the neck modification.
Yeah. So I will oftentimes, I'll build a baritone with 2 necks, and then they can swap out necks at any time. So pretty cool. So this one, my daughters actually painted. I gave them 30 cans of paint, and they just started splattering the guitar, and I clear coated it. And this one is made out of a 1-piece Primavera body, which is a white mahogany. 2-way EQ. So we have a treble roll-off and bass roll-off.
Nice.
Which is kind of different. Yeah, it's got a quarter sawn.
That's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
So, again, custom neck plates, stuff like that to really keep things as eye-catching as possible.
Yeah, I just love the color combination and stuff. And there's
so much attention to detail, like little important, unique details.
You know,
I love that.
I'll let one of you guys put that away. Maybe we should just come over. Nah, maybe we're fine over there. You get over here, we're gonna be too much in the sun. Maybe this one's cool. That one's cool. They're all cool.
They're all cool.
That's like an old like Tysco kind of like headstock vibe. That's I love that stuff.
Dang it. I'm glad that one sold. That's all I'm saying. I'm at no risk.
Yeah, so this one is called the Hesed, and it looks familiar probably because it's loosely based off of the Spectrum 6.
Yes. Okay.
So those pickups are,
Yeah. So I worked with McNelly on these pickups. These are our own design. We wanted to try something really wild and really crazy because these original guitars are just insane.
Yeah.
So these are actually 6 individual P90s.
Oh, wow.
With an on and off switch for every single pickup. So it gives you 36 pickup
So you can use
combinations.
like this and that.
Yeah. So my favorite combination is the bridge on the top 3 strings and the bass right here. And so you
That's
get this
so
like
good.
really cool.
Yeah.
What's cool is anytime you connect 2 pickups, they're combined in series.
Yeah.
And so they become humbucking. And then anytime you add any of these middle 2, they're reverse wound. So you get that cool stratty, quacky sound. And then Tom Morello stutter switch.
And instantly I'm thinking, I'm just going to turn all 3 of these on the treble strings on and only this one on the bass strings on. Like, get wacky combinations.
A really cool effect, too, is what you can do is only turn on treble strings, no bass strings, and it gives it a sitar effect. Because you get the overtones from the bass, but you're not hearing it.
Yeah.
It's
no
very
fundamental
weird and
from them.
Yeah.
And then Steinberger tuners, which I really love.
Yeah.
That finish is so cool.
Yeah,
It's like that like
Here, we'll flip
rainbow
over.
flake over like black.
Yep. Yeah. And again, this one has the step car.
Look at the neck. Look at this neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5A roasted maple. Good stuff there. So
There's just ridiculous.
That's so cool.
Oh,
Awesome. Well, I think we're gonna move on. So what's your Instagram? What's all your stuff?
yeah. So my handle is just at Walsh Guitars.
Okay.
Yep. And been building since 2009. There's I think 17 guitar models.
Wow.
So a horrible business model, but it's fun for me. So
You know, a horrible business model is kind of our industry's idea. That's
it's
what
overrated.
We do
It's
it.
overrated.
Hey man, thanks for talking to me. We're gonna keep wandering on.
we're gonna zigzag around a little bit. We're gonna go past Drew and the amazing Walsh Guitars. We're gonna come over here to Barry with Grez Guitars. So
you have.
So I have, like, I'm going to tell the story real quick. I've told it on the podcast a couple of times. So this is Barry's Grand Tour model.
Can you pick it up? Will
yeah,
you
sure
get in
can.
trouble?
No,
Will alarm go off so you can see
no
him?
alarms. So this is Barry's Grand Tour model. Essentially, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I really wanted, I'm a big 335 fan, but I wanted something hollow, fully hollow. I got really inspired by a few different guitars.
Yeah.
One being really notably the Julian Lage by Collings, and I wanted something similar like that, but with a couple of things that are me.
Yeah.
And so I was just talking to Barry. Barry's been a big supporter of the podcast. And I was like, can you make me an arch-topped Mendocino, which is another model of his that he makes here. I was like, can I get an arch-top version of that? And he said, no. And so about another 6 months later, I said, no, Barry, really, I need that.
Yeah.
And he said, maybe. And then about 6 months later, we talked about it again. We started to design it, started to talk together. And originally it was going to be a smaller body shape like his Mendocino.
Is this him?
This is Barry. We're going to drag him in. Come on, Barry. I'm telling him the story of the Grand Tour.
Here, come here on this side and I'll hold the mic on you so we can hear it.
So ultimately, we ended up...
You said no a lot of times?
I did.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it takes a little while to realize a good idea is hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
But eventually you realize and go for it.
And so I wanted fully hollow. I wanted originally a smaller body swap. We decided we needed the bigger one because I wanted a Bigsby and like there were some things logistically. Wanted a floating bridge. Mine has dog ear P90s, but of course Barry will put whatever pickups people love in guitars. It is a spruce top. It is
Honduran mahogany.
Honduran mahogany. Back and side.
This is wood.
Yep.
This is wood.
Brown wood.
Brown wood. It's the best kind.
Yeah.
But the part I can't actually talk to the specifics, Barry will. The tuning of the body to the back is science that's well over my head. Barry can tell you more about that.
Geez. Well, if I were to try to be brief, I would just say that normally when a guitar like this gets thinner, the bass disappears, right? Whether it's an acoustic guitar, whatever it is. And that's because there's not enough air volume left inside to resonate the way we need. And I've just developed a way to cause the back to mechanically resonate and generate those low notes from the back mechanically moving versus the air volume resonating. And it turns into something that sounds bigger than it looks, right? Because you maintain the low end even though the body's thin.
That's so cool. That's cool. Yeah, we went around and looked at this bass is so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's really so exciting. Your bass 6 over there. That's all. Oh, what's this? What's this? Can we look at this real quick?
Yeah.
Junior, yeah.
This is
Here, I'll pull you back in here.
Yeah.
old growth redwood.
Oh.
So this is a 100-year-old piece of wood, but it would have been a 1,000-year-old tree, right? And so the tagline, which is true, it's nice when your marketing copy is real, right?
Yeah.
Is that it was a tree for 1,000 years, a bridge for 100, and now it's a guitar.
Nice.
So think about in Northern California 100 years ago, everything was made from first growth, old growth redwood trees.
Yeah. We're in Michigan. We had everything was old growth. 100. My house is all old growth.
So now you can't cut these trees down, but 100 years later, the bridges are getting rebuilt and the wood becomes available.
Yeah.
We can build guitars out of it.
Yeah, it's so cool to see reclaimed wood used like that. And it's had time to stabilize and mature.
And it genuinely sounds different. It weighs less. It's just, it's cheating. We're making new guitars out of 100-year-old wood. It's like we're cheating.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Great. It's awesome. Hey man, we're gonna keep wandering on unless Phil has something he wants to do. We're trying to get to as many people as we can. We're just doing this guerrilla thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
Amazing stuff.
All right.
Are we stopping here?
Yeah, we're gonna stop here super quick. It's fuzz pedals. We don't always have to go super in depth. People understand what fuzz pedals are. R2R, Chris makes.
Chris, come here.
Chris, come here. We're gonna talk about your pedals.
Stand here real quick. We're just interrupting. So come in the middle here. Come in the middle. He's gonna. You make pedals, right?
I do.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on.
So,
okay, good. Get out of here.
So, Chris likes to use germanium, as you should, for transistors, and you also do a whole lot of pulling stuff from vintage electronics and reusing components that are still good.
I do, yeah. That's how I got started, was pulling apart old reel-to-reels and tape recorders, anything that had parts in it. And I didn't know what I was really doing. I just started saving all the parts because they look cool. And I'd recognize a few, like, oh, those went in those amps. I had no idea if it was actually usable or not. And luckily, most of it was, and that's kind of how I started. And I don't get to do it as often anymore just because I build more than I can just pull parts for, so I have to find like new old stock parts, but some of the stuff is still recycled.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get your contact information. I have been saving a tone generator accordion amp that has 1 million old original transistors in it because every note had it's an original year Corda box, and someone was throwing it away, and I could give me the board, and it's been sitting in my office.
Excellent.
And
I'll
I would love you to have it.
Let's make something happen.
It's been there for 10 years, and I apparently am never going to make one fuzz out of it. So you might as well make 50.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
50 fuzzes.
Also,
is so cool.
just for a quick moment, we have to talk about the way you reuse enclosures every now and again to do something really rad.
That one turned out great. Yeah, I like those ones a lot.
So this is essentially fuzz face style circuit.
Correct.
Yeah, just built into an old Timer-Lite.
Yeah, darkroom timer. That was Water Slide Guitars had that idea and had bought a couple of these on eBay, brought it over and was like, "Can you make a fuzz out of this?" I don't know. Let's try it. It took me like a year to figure out how to get it all together, but once we got it,
it looks awesome.
It turned out really fun.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a pedal at first because it's so snuck in a way that just looks like what that would have looked like.
Yeah, that was the hard part. Was trying to keep it looking as original as possible. Like there was a lot of different ways I could have just put a
Chopped
normal
it,
knob
yeah.
in, but I wanted to keep this
Yeah, you
this
kept that.
concentric thing original.
And you kept the plugs on the side.
So
Luckily,
is this
you can't-
is this concentric and like there are two controls?
Correct. Yeah, it's fuzz and it's so your fuzz and your volume. So this one's volume and this one's fuzz. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
It's spectacular.
Thank you guys.
I love it.
That's awesome. All right, we're gonna wander on.
Awesome.
We're gonna keep going.
So
Thank you.
We're gonna go right here.
We can almost see my bass, but we're not gonna do it.
We're
yet.
not gonna go
We're
there
not
yet.
gonna do it.
So
These are cool.
we're
We're
talk
just
to
gorilla
Jeff here
doing
at Tone
booze.
Ranger.
Oh my
Jeff,
god!
get in here. Get in here.
I looked at that guitar and then I looked up and went, "That's the guy." The hat gives it away. The cactus in the hat. Can you pick this up and hold it out here for the
pass that
camera?
to me. We'll hold that up so people can see what we're talking about.
Oh, that's cool.
Take a little bit on the inside of that right there.
Oh yeah. So look on the inside. You can see. Brian needs to see first.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it like a night sky. It's got sparkle on
let's
the
move
inside.
out here with this just because we don't want them to. Let's come right out into the area here because I want to get some close-ups. That is really cool. Can you see the sparkle down in there? That is so cool. That wood grain is beautiful.
Thank you very much. So this is California redwood. This is local Indian rosewood. This neck is local black walnut.
I love the volute and the straightness of the headstock. It's so nice.
Thank you.
That's so cool.
All the wood I use is local to the LA area. It is what's called urban wood. So Taylor used to use urban ash for some of their backs and sides.
Yeah.
And I work with the same arborist where he rescues trees that grew up in municipal parks, on the streets, and instead of getting chipped and thrown into a landfill, that wood is then repurposed and now lives a second life as a beautiful guitar.
Yeah.
It's amazing. They're spectacular.
Yeah,
I love the
they're also
sustainability. Jeff and I talked earlier. I really appreciate anyone who focuses on sustainability in the guitars they're building.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But also the local trees yield some really beautiful tone woods. This is California sycamore. This is red gum eucalyptus back here. We have some old growth Douglas fir.
I love that pick guard. It's so classy.
Thank you.
So good.
That one's made by Deco Boom up in San Luis Obispo.
Oh, and it's actually like, is it carved into it?
It is,
Oh, it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
He etches into that. It's beautiful. He does great work.
Yeah, it accents the wood so perfectly.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is cool. Oh,
Thank you.
Well, yeah, we also have a guitar like this. This is black acacia.
here, we'll come back right out here.
This is black acacia right here. And so is the neck. And I can even tell you what address this tree grew up on in Pasadena.
Wow.
So just all of these trees are part of our community. And to
So
turn them
cool.
into like your musical partner, it's great. It's life continues. And
That is so cool.
thank you. Thank you. And I always say each guitar is a little piece of the West.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow, man, that's so fun. So
Thank
fun.
you. Thank you.
We're gonna keep. We're just gorilling through this, but man, thank you so much for talking to us.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
for
you,
coming
Jeff.
by.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at my goodbye.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
want to see everything. I can't.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
I'm Jesse.
Hey, Jesse, come on in here.
Yeah,
and,
come on in this side of me.
Why don't you? You want to tell us what you're doing? Phil, grab some guitars and we'll talk about them.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna start with my favorite.
You're not the builder. You're just a handshaker.
I'm a guitar player. And
Oh.
I'm working for Bill Asher, who built these guitars.
Nice.
He's at NAMM right now. He's coming back and forth between shows. But
Yeah.
this is the Electrosonic model. This one's actually interesting because it's a Koa top, which you don't find on a lot of Bill's guitars. This one's sort of like as much as a tool to play amazing music as it is a piece of art. And something like really unique about this guitar that a lot of builders are asking about is how he does this insane tortoiseshell
So I'm gonna turn
binding.
it up
It's so
here.
pretty.
This is like incredibly difficult to do. Most of the builders here can't figure out how he did it, but I mean, Bill is a legend.
Yeah,
in the
Bill's been
luthier
building
world.
guitars, like spectacular guitars, for
Yeah.
a long, long time.
Yeah, he's I mean, there's a reason why some of the biggest players in the world choose his instruments because, like I said, they look amazing, but as a player myself, like the tool that it is unmatched. I mean, his
I
guitars.
love the little thing here for the
scallop.
break angle. Yeah, that's so cool.
That's like a tuning stability thing, and
us nerds will also tell you that it gives you a little bit more clarity in the top end. But yeah, Bill's guitars are amazing. You guys should check out the Wolf guitars over there too.
Oh,
have you heard about that?
I've seen this
Yeah.
actually. I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah.
Why don't we bring it back
Oh
in
yeah,
here?
bring it
We'll stay
around.
right in
Bring it
here.
around.
I'll actually grab.
Yeah, you grab that one.
I'll just
Yeah.
do some music. I'll just dance.
Yep.
Nobody wants this.
So this is a collaborative piece between Bill Asher and Doug Irwin. Doug Irwin is the original guitar builder for Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead. And something that's really amazing about this guitar is that Doug Irwin decided not to stop building guitars basically after Jerry passed. He didn't want to share his designs with anybody. A couple years ago, he hit up Bill and said, hey, let's do a repro with the exact same specs. I'll show you my templates. I'll give you the wood that I use for Jerry's guitars. So they came up with this. This is as close as you could possibly get to Jerry's Wolf guitar without it being the one.
This is such an iconic
It's
guitar.
an amazing guitar. I mean, I've been to Bill's shop and seen what he does. This is such an incredible piece. And
so detailed done, all the laminations of the wood, and that's beautiful. And the brass plate is so iconic.
Yeah, and it's got the stereo effects loop like Jerry Garcia
that's
had.
amazing.
Buffer boost. And then something really amazing is after Bill and Doug put this together, John Mayer saw the prototype, ended up grabbing that from Bill and used it with Dead & Company for a run of shows. So it's a piece of history at this point, and they are actually doing custom orders for these. You just have to email Bill Asher in his shop, but this is about as amazing as it gets when it comes to a handmade instrument. It's unbelievable.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's a one-of-a-kind replica with direct line to the original.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is so
Spectacular.
Yeah, it's been on stage with a lot of amazing artists too. Bill, this is Bill's personal model. He kind of hands it out to people that want to use it at gigs and stuff. So really cool.
Let him know I'm interested.
All right,
Can you put in a good word for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to look at, or we want to wander on? What do you think, Phil? I know we gotta keep moving. Yeah, let's just check out one more.
This one is more of a classic gold top design, and it's really cool because this one's actually road worn on tour by Zapata, who is a guitar player in Gary Clark Jr.'s band. So he's taking this on the road. This is like your classic mahogany body and neck, maple cap, but this is one of those guitars that you play and it just puts you in that place that it's supposed to take you. I really, really love this one, but yeah, it's like I said, Bill makes these amazing pieces of art, and then also the classics. And
that checking, I don't know if you can hold it up a little bit at an angle, but it's so perfect.
Yep.
It's like
I love these Italian torch style pick guards. They they add just like an extra little bit of class to a guitar.
Exactly, and it's cool because I've seen this guitar over a long period of time now, and the checking's getting better as it ages and it gets played.
How old is it?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I would probably 2018.
Oh, so yeah. That's awesome. That's
also,
awesome.
I noticed the pickup rings are the tort as well.
Yes.
They're not standard black. And it's going to be impossible for the camera to get in there and see it.
Yeah, Bill does all that as well, though.
That's wild.
And he's pretty much the only builder in his shop, so his hands are on all the guitars. His wife helps out with the inlay and some of the CNC stuff, but if you get a guitar from Bill, you know who built it, and he will be with you every step of the way.
2018, by the way.
2018, there we go. He wrote it down for us. He left us a note. He's like watching over us right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, man.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
Of course. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Where are we going next? Where are we going next?
We're gonna keep zigzagging around. I'm keeping you from your base.
I'm following you.
We're gonna go check out Bruce Guitars with Micah here. We're gonna bring Micah in here. Let's talk about your guitars, Micah.
Come on in here.
So I discovered Micah, and I'm gonna pick this up in a minute. We're gonna come on in here.
Yeah, come on in here. And then
Micah, I discovered Bruce Guitars at Fretboard Summit last year.
Yeah.
Where I played a model like this one. It wasn't this guitar, but it was this model. And I still am haunted by the sound of the neck pickup in this guitar. It's the best sound I've ever heard. And
shucks.
I know, talking to Micah about his attention to detail in the acoustics of an electric instrument, spectacular. You have to talk more about
it. It
your
has such like a vintage K vibe, and like an every way better. Like it was just the attention to detail. You can just see it. It's awesome. It's so good. I love the tortoise. So good.
Yeah. And these are the Novak gold foils in
Curtis
here?
Novak gold foils. I'll make the pickup base plates, and then I send them to him, and he'll rivet them to his pickups, and then he sends them back. So he's
a great guy.
Yeah, Curtis is awesome.
Yeah.
Great pickups. They're real microphonic, so they like really couples with the lively top, the microphonics of the pickups, and
Oh, it's good. I love the 3-bolt.
3-bolt.
I said K, and there you go. That 3-bolt neck. That's great. That's great.
It could be bolted on in many ways, but I chose the 3-bolt.
I have a special place in my heart for that one. You don't see it very often, you know.
It's fun.
Yeah, this is obviously, Mike, you make several guitars. You even make acoustic guitars.
I do.
This is the one that really captured my heart.
Is this the inside here? You brought this.
Oh yeah.
So this is this is a skeleton.
Yeah, this is the insides. It's a lot.
We're all shouting. Yeah,
We're
I know.
shouting. I'm losing my voice. The guts of that guitar fully hollow. It's X-braced behind the bridge. It's very much an acoustic guitar construction, but I've left the top much thicker.
Yeah.
And so it's resonating, but not so much that you're going to get phasing or feedback issues.
Kind of take some from one and take some from another.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, because it's fully hollow, now a K&K transducer actually works.
I love those pickups.
And so this is a volume for the K&K, which is a completely separate signal chain than the volume tone 3-way for the gold foils.
Nice.
And you can run it stereo, or you can blend them together. You could use one, not the other.
Yeah, I love those pickups. I've done that with some guitars and put them in there, and they're really fun. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, it's such a good guitar. What's this blue one? Oh, this is so pretty. This is so cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to the blue one, and then I saw that, and I had to.
You have to talk about this.
I love that. That's so pretty. And the
I love
herringbone.
this. Yes. And I want to call it a German carve, but it's not. It's like an extended German carve.
Yeah, it kind of has that beveled vibe of a German carve, but it doesn't like recurve up like a German carve. And I call it an arm bevel. But
that's so awesome. So the knobs are great.
The pickguard is fabric. I have a scrap of it over there, but it's fabric that I'll lay up with epoxy resin, and then I lacquer it and wet sand and buff it.
Wow.
So I have a whole bunch of stacks of fabric that I want to, you got all these ideas. And so I kept the white simple because the fabric kind of speaks.
And the pickups match so perfectly.
Yeah,
so
Righteous Sound pickups, which are amazing.
Yeah.
And
I've recently gotten into those too, and they're spectacular.
I love them. They look amazing. They sound amazing. Josh is a great guy. It's all good. This is roasted sugar pine, and the back plate. It's that bridge pickup mounts from the rear, and so there's no pickup ring or mounting thing on the front.
Yeah.
And so it comes in from the back.
Love this.
All the contouring, also 3 bolts.
That's such a beautiful figure on that top. On the neck, I'm sorry.
Yeah, roasted maple, like a flame maple. And then it has a bevel on the headstock with purfling that I inlay in there. And
that's awesome.
I think that's
let's do the. I want to look at the blue one.
Yeah.
And then here, I'll hand this to you, and then I'll do this.
Take that back.
We'll play musical chairs here. And let's do this one real quick. This is cool.
Yeah, so this is my letter series T, and it's relict, sonic blue. I do a floral decal most of the time. I don't always do it. I really like them. And it's a roasted bird's eye maple neck. I'll do carbon fiber on the either side of the truss rod, and then a truss rod on all my necks.
Yeah.
What else is special?
I just love the color. I love the decal, or however you did that in there, is so cool looking.
Thank you.
So pretty. It's tasty.
There's some Canadian guys through here. They call them decals, and I say decal.
I say decal too. It's Canadians.
I love, and not just you, Micah, but I love how good so many new builders are getting at making guitars that look old, and they feel comfortable. A lot of people get upset about that aesthetic, and they're like, oh, it's, whatever.
But the thing is that a lot of modern guitars don't relic because Poly doesn't relic, and they don't understand that the guitars from the 80s on, they're never going to look like that era of guitars. Those are all been made.
Exactly.
And if you want to do it now, you have to intentionally do finishes that age or things, I don't want to say wrong, but you do stuff knowing it's going to wear.
Yes.
And now the guitar industry mainstream knows how to make guitars that don't wear like that. And now some of us have came back and gone, we like that. It's a good aesthetic. We can still do it.
Absolutely.
And it's cool to see people do it in an artisanal way. You know, I love it. It looks so great. So
Yeah.
even just the patina on the hardware and things like that is so great.
And I'll tint the pickguard with toned lacquer to get it to look, that nicotine
It's
kinda
fantastic.
yellow.
Yeah, it looks great. So this guitar is how old? It looks how old?
This guitar, I completed this 2 months ago. So it's 2 months old, and I don't know how old it looks.
It looks, I think, from the 60s.
I would give
it's at
early
least
60s.
3,000 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who
Yeah,
knows?
we'll
Who
count
knows?
the growth rings on it.
This guitar is like powder blue Nosferatu.
Yeah.
That's a good. I'm going to call that a color.
that's
I'm going to
what
make
this
that
is
color.
now. This is what this is now.
I'm going to talk Doug Cower into making that color. You watch this. He likes being weird.
He does like being
He's-
very weird.
He's got a lot of zany colors on camera.
He sends them all to me.
Does he?
That's what I do.
That's what you do.
I do. Every time you see a weird one, it's
That's
usually,
yours.
then I sell them. And
Awesome.
he's like, you'll buy anything. I'm like, I really will.
Yeah.
He's like, you get all my weird. Get all my weird. That's my pink guitar he made that I haven't played
Oh,
yet.
I love it.
That's the.
That's
so
hot.
we're working there. We're working around. We gotta move on because I know Phil doesn't have a ton
Thank
of time.
you, Micah.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you. It's beautiful stuff. I appreciate you talking to us. Where are we at next?
All right. We're going to go over here behind us to Castedosa.
Okay.
And we're
You
gonna see
lead
if-
the way.
We're going to see if we can steal
Push.
Carlos for a
Push
few
people.
moments.
Let's push them.
So,
Oh, this is so pretty.
yeah. So,
I'll come over here on this
yeah,
side.
you come to this side. So, Castedosa guitars are they're new to me. Like, I'm just now
Can I move
discovering.
you just a little bit. Thank you.
I'm just now discovering. I'm really getting into them. I've gotten to play a few. Carlos, you mind?
Sorry, we're just doing it.
So, Carlos is he's got a history as a former master builder at Fender. He's gone off on his own. Castedosa guitars. I actually don't know as much as I'd like about them, but I do know that in many of his guitars, and I can't guarantee this is one of them, he has pickups wound by Abigail Ibarra, who's legendary pickup maker. In fact, he's even selling today. They're selling pickups wound by Stephanie Ibarra, Abigail's daughter, who is starting to make pickups as well. I bought a set myself.
Nice.
Once I knew she was selling them, I knew I had to have one. I bought a set. These are some of the best guitars that I've ever touched. I've played about a half dozen of them now. There's more than a half dozen here, so I haven't played all the ones here. He does a bunch of variations. This
I love that one back there.
Yeah. This is a baritone. His baritones are the thing I spent the most time on. They don't feel like baritones.
I love how this is like CNC down to the top. It's not like a decal or anything. Like this is actually carved in.
Yeah, it's textured. You feel it, which I think is really cool because that means as you play it, this is going to wear because it's got those edges.
The old knobs. These are so cool.
Top flight parts. I mean, master builds. I don't know if there's many guitars rivaling what Castedosa is doing. And they're really just now hitting stride. So I think a lot more people, we need to really check out what they're doing. And they're pricey, but I think they're worth every penny.
They take time. Things take time.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's hold up this sparkle. I want to see sparkle. I love that. That's so cool looking. Can we seal that just for a second?
Borrow that for just a second. I know zero about this guitar other than I have seen it on, I think this is his newest model. I do know this is the newest model.
I just like orange shred. That's why I was like, I like that color. And I like the shape.
I like the 3 Jazzmaster pickups. Come on. It's just a spectacular build.
On the neck.
Yeah, this is called the El Halcyon. This is also a baritone in Tahitian coral. This one actually is already marked. It's going to Chicago Music Exchange.
Nice.
So, but I really like this new body style he's working with. It's still classic looking, but it's very, very unique. It doesn't look like anything else, and it looks like a lot of classics you're used to at the same time.
So like earlier, it's got like a tiny bit of like an Iceman vibe to it, and just like
the tiniest bit, yeah.
Teeniest bit, like the bottom and stuff.
And then I love look at the inlay around the fretboard. The herringbone, it's so I don't think it's herringbone, but I can't tell you what it is.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Let's hold this one up.
Yeah.
And then I actually lied. We're going to hold this one up too. Hi, thank you.
Watch the cable.
Oh, can you unplug it for me? Thank you. Appreciate that. This is my pickup. I just realized that maybe I got the idea for my pickups from one of these in a picture.
Yeah, you might have.
I think I did.
So
because
that
this
one
is
looks
so
like
cool.
it's a short scale. That's a short scale 4-string bass.
That is so beautiful.
There's no card to tell me what it is. I
It's a
can't tell you
bass
what they call
guitar.
that finish.
I think they're raffling this off for the wildfires.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's spectacular.
So cool.
I've yet to play that one. That's the first time I've seen a Castedosa bass is here at Woodwire Volts.
So great.
This one, of course, has a loadout that we see as pretty traditional. We know this loadout.
Yeah.
This is the AB1 in 3-tone sparkle sunburst. So this is the AB1 in 3-tone sparkle sunburst. Once again, you see the influence, but it's still very, very much its own thing.
I love the checking in the paint.
Yeah, right down to the checking. The sparkle bursts. The pick guard is unique. It's a spectacular tort. I love tort guards. They're my favorite.
They're very popular here.
Yeah. And the necks on them are some of the most comfortable necks I've ever played. Again, like
the burst in it's so cool too.
This doesn't feel, the tension on this does not feel any more or less than even the baritone. So like everything's infinitely playable. And I think that's ultimately the most important thing in any guitar. And I think Castedosa is doing the best.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's wander on. Where are we going next? What are we doing next? Thanks for catching me on that chord. Oh, man, you got my back. I appreciate you.
All right, so we are going to circle around a little bit. We're going to come around to...
Wherever we're going.
Let's hit Bilt Guitars.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit Bilt. They look a little busy.
That's okay. We're going to just gorilla in here. We're just going to go in, just pick one up. Oh, my God. Can we look at that? That white? That's what kind of Chase Bliss idea we got in here? Why don't we come out here just a little bit?
Here, and I'll hold. You can talk.
What is this?
That is this is our Volare model, and then we had a customer want to put the Chase Bliss reverb in there.
Such a great verb. It's so cool.
Ridiculous. And super useful, and actually really useful in this form factor. We took the pedal apart, which is actually the enclosure on that pedal is amazing anyway.
Massive.
And then remade the faceplate so that we could accommodate fitting it into the guitar, and then replace the foot switches with.
And this is a pedal. Can we turn it on? Is it able to be? How do we?
Well, you have to. It has to be plugged in because we use a outboard power supply to power.
Because these move.
Yes, those
these
are
motorized
auto faders. Yeah, motorized faders.
If nothing else, if people start to tune out, you can just push a button and get their attention back. Yeah.
No, we wanted to program it so it would just sit and wind.
Yeah.
Y'all have kind of become known as like pioneering like the new next level of effects in
I like
guitars.
that word. I like pioneering.
Yeah,
I like that.
Because it was a thing, and I love some of the crazy wild guitars from
Electra.
Electra.
The Electra
some of the
cartridges.
import stuff that like fuzzes and tremolos and stuff built into guitars. This is next level. You're like, if it's in a pedal, we can probably put it in a guitar.
Absolutely. And, we've worked with a lot of other companies and had a lot of really cool, fun partnerships on some of those builds. But yeah, as long as it was useful to have at your fingertips and if you were already bending down, like that's what we would, kind of target as something that would work.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. I saw one that not too long ago y'all made with a Chase Bliss mood built into it.
We did, I think, 9 or 13 of those.
Yeah.
Because Joel got one for everybody that was involved in the project because the mood pedal was fantastic for them. And we did all these, they got to choose their finishes and within that. And that was a really, really fun experience and got all those done.
I just recently picked up a Mood Mark II and I've been playing with it. And I spend all my time bent over turning knobs, playing that thing. And I'm like, if I had it at my fingertips, this would be spectacular.
Yep. And then we ended up putting all the dip switches up there too. So it is full access.
Yeah, it
That's
is
cool.
spectacular.
Hey, I know you guys built some guitars from like some of the parts of your building. Is that right? Am I remembering that? Is that some of those, or is that a different?
No, these are we decided to do a suite of rosewood guitars and kind of tribute to the Fender Harrison Telecaster. And so that was kind of the idea behind that. But yes, earlier in the year we did what we were calling the DK Ultra.
Yes.
And that was these were some very old pine that we salvaged out after doing some renovation in our shop. We were like, let's hold on to this. So we had it for a long time, and we ended up making a dozen of those and kind of stretched out, did a bunch of weird things with the logo and the pickguard and configuration, but fantastic guitars, ultra light. Like a lot of them were less than 6 pounds. And,
oh wow!
Yeah, so they were super cool, and they're all sold out now. So
yeah, I figured it might be gone. I was kind of just hoping. I had a little like pessimistic hope. Can we grab one of those and bring it out here and look at it? And then we're gonna move on. We're trying to go. I got my bass. This whole time I'm looking. Curtis has one of my basses.
Eyes over here. Eyes over here.
No,
Brian.
I can't. And see, we're almost there. That pink bass was made for me, and I haven't played it yet. I haven't seen it.
Making your way over.
Yeah, it's last. So we're doing the gorilla thing and then ending with my
like
guitar.
a kid on Christmas morning.
I know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. But yeah, this is.
So this is another Volare model, carved top, carved back.
That's so gorgeous.
Very, the Starcaster was the base model or foundation for what we were doing. I have a repair background, and the Starcaster started showing up in the shop, and people were like, "Can you make this better?" And I'm like, "No, this is a turd."
Yeah.
So, but then we decided to build them.
Did you ever see? Wasn't there a model of those that have V pickup in it?
Is that a Starcaster?
Is it Starcaster? I can't remember who.
No,
it
I
was.
think those were Gretsch, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a Fender.
It was a Fender.
Because
Okay.
I had to figure out how to have somebody fix one, which was nobody wanted to.
Yes.
It was a long series of calls.
Was it? That feels like it was around the same era that Gibson was using a weird V.
I think they did it for like one day.
Yeah.
And then they went, "This is a horrible idea."
They learned quickly, which is unusual.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. In this industry, we don't learn fast. This is so beautiful.
Yeah,
though.
so made this out of solid rosewood. It's very chambered, maple laminate down the center, just like Fender did it back in the day. And yeah, we just decided that we've always loved and especially the custom shop reissue they did in the aughts, and that inspired us a long time ago. And that was one of the first guitars that we made, not as Bilt, but right before Bilt became a thing. We made a Rosewood Jazzmaster for Nels Cline, and so historically we've kind of been in this zone too.
Yeah.
We're just.
That's so cool. I'm going to grab one more, and then we're going to wander out. I can't decide if I want to see the sparkle or if I want to see this guy.
Why don't you ask Brandon about this?
He's like, "I'm getting out of here. I got to go." Hey, Brandon, I'm Brian. How's it going?
Good, man. What's happening?
Not much.
Brian,
This is cool.
Yeah. So this is our Relevator model. So this year we decided to dip our toe into relicking a little bit.
Nice.
But in order to talk us into doing it after 15, 16 years, there's got to be a story. So Curtis Novak made these. These are like prototype Fender Marauder pickups that he just came out with. And I don't think there's ever been a production version of these pickups. And so this is kind of our recreation of an early Fender Marauder.
That's so cool.
And the original one was Lake Placid blue. There's only a couple pictures of it that exist.
Yeah.
And so we imagined that someone had an early Fender Marauder prototype, stripped the finish, and lost the pickguard.
I love that because you can see the original finish down in there.
Yeah, you can see the blue down in there.
That's so cool. Can you hold it on the side so we can like see the camera? So you can see like the original paint, like what would have been sanded off.
Exactly.
That is so cool. I like the checking. I like the wear on it, and the sun fading of the pickguard. It's a nice touch.
And our boy, our guy back home, Ian, when he got this guitar done, he played it for about 25 minutes. He said he played a bunch of misfits and riffs, and you can see the playing scratches. So if you're going to do relicking, try and give it a story and make it authentic. And
that's so
the best
cool.
compliment we received is a couple people asked if this was an original.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, well, it says Bilt right there, so it's not a 60s guitar. But,
great job.
yeah, it's
man.
fun.
Super cool. Hey, man, thanks for talking to us.
Again, though, rocker switches on guitars.
Rocker switches.
Rocker switches on guitars.
We want to go to space.
The old Moog style rocker switches.
Yes.
And some of them had the screws. The early Marauder we found, the plates were no screws on the switches. So we went to that detail, which was tough.
Yeah.
Because we had to do flush mounted. There's plates
Mounting.
under here.
Yes.
And then these plates are just aesthetic, really.
Wow, so cool. Well, thanks for talking to us. We're going to continue to wander on. Are we going to my guitar yet, or are we doing one more?
I think we're running short on time. We're not going to get to everyone. I think it is time. You've been so good.
I've been so good.
Take you to your guitar.
That guitar is a pickup under the bridge.
Oh,
I'm just shouting that out as I go by. Oh my God! So we're finally here. We went all the way around. Oh my God! There's so much cool stuff here. Curtis and I like all the same amps. Or Curtis used to like the amps I like. I know which one. I go, either you and I like all the same amps, or you used to like the amps I like.
I still like all the same amps. I used to. I'm trying to make room in.
I have
in our
two
shop.
of those. That Grez.
Now that is just a cabinet.
Oh, I had the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. I got that hoping I would one day find the amp head for it, and now it's just pickups, and I have no. So, but it's a great cabinet.
We're gonna come. We're gonna come around. Oh, this way. Oh, apparently the white. We need the light. They're moving us. So Phil, why don't you grab some stuff? Let's grab the bass. I want to talk about the pickups. All right. I haven't seen it yet.
Let's start. We'll grab yours.
Grab it. We'll keep you here. But yeah, sorry. You said you wanted to find
Let me present something to you that you have maybe never known or seen.
Okay.
Your bass.
I'm gonna have you hold this.
All right.
Oh my God.
Mr.
You're gonna hold this.
Hey, Mr. Microphone. Come back. I'll come back for you later. Is that how it went?
So I saw you a year ago at the Windsor Brown. I wanted to go talk to you because I had seen these, and this is I saw one of these pickups a couple of years ago, and right when you made this, I had remembered working on a vintage ways, and I always thought that was the best bass pickup I'd ever heard, and I had never, and I went, I wonder if I can find somebody that has a junked out one, and I started Googling it, and that was the day I found your website, and you had just came out with them, and it was like I was Fievel looking up at the moon, and you were thinking it too. And I kept watching it, and then I saw you from across at Windsor Brown. I wanted to get over and talk to you, and I was like, I got to just buy one. And then Doug and I, when I made that Meowgulator pedal, I kept joking, I love my gripping. Make me a bass if I sell a lot of these. And then he decided to make the Draken for the 2025.
To match your hair.
To match my hair, match my weird. And I said, I know the pickups that I want. I've been thinking about buying them for so long, and you were so great to send them to Doug. And oh man, I'm ready to. It's not even tuned up yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you didn't even.
They may have loosened them.
I'm just turning them up till they feel good. How about that? Oh, this is so cool. Because I've only played the Proto. They made the Proto and they sent it. This is so cool, man. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm so excited.
I'm stoked.
This is Nightmare Barbie Pink.
Yes.
They renamed the color because I kept saying it. They had it like pink something, and I was like, it's Nightmare Barbie Pink. I love that it's a bowl. Oh, it's so cool. I'm so excited to play this bass. I'm going to play it everywhere. I'm going to annoy everyone. I'm going to take it with me. I'm going to drive and play it. 27 years in the industry, I've never actually had somebody make me something. I've only ever bought things and gutted them. Repair guy. I mean, that's why I have a collection of all those amps, because 20 years ago, you could buy them for $50 and they were blown up. I have so many Silvertones. It might be my retirement thanks to Jack White.
Yes,
but,
exactly.
When I bought them, nobody wanted them, and I'd sell the deluxe. It was worth money, and I'd take the old shitty Silvertone home and gut it, and I go, I love this cardboard box with tubes in it. And
my 1446 is in here.
Yeah, I have one of those too. Yeah, they're great. They're so great, and they're so fun. And I always scavenge together stuff, and this is my first. I had an idea on it and somebody got excited about it, and here it is. I'm so pumped. Thank you for having it here, because I wouldn't have got to see it for 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have anything else you want to show us? Like, we're talking about your crowd. We went around this whole place guerrilla style, and your name came up 8 times just from like, Curtis helped me out. Curtis had an idea. Curtis made a pickup. I think you really have got these guys all
that's the
excited.
I did this show the way I did my pickups is I'm not following any of the rules. We're just going to go from what feels like needs to be done. It doesn't always make business sense.
Well, and you just made the you made the grabber pickup recently.
The grabber came out. So this one's the grabber G3.
Yeah,
and it's actually I couldn't get a decent deal out of Fender to work on this with theirs, so I got a hold of with Gibson. So I got a hold of a Fender Squire, basically the same scale, basically the same setup. And I got this so I could retrofit it so it's turnkey for other people to convert their P bass into a Green Day.
Nice.
I mean, it's a total Mike Turnt deal. But so it's the redesigned pick guard. I got all the router templates for it, and I open source the pick guard. You can go to WD and get the pick guard for your P bass, and it's that's it. And then the grabber is the other one. This one.
And you even replicated the slider plate for people because you can't get that anymore.
No, it doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make business sense. So this again is just, it was a Squire P bass with the P bass pickup in the center. So watch everybody. Do you see it go like that? It moves whenever you grab it.
Yes.
And you move it.
And you rock and roll all night and party every day. Yeah.
It's like blood over the top of it.
Immediately, my brain wants to motorize that and add a knob that will automatically move it for you at a certain rate.
Now, what you got to do is talk to Frank DEIMEL because he has his Leslie, which it's automated. Makes that. Yeah, no, he would be the guy to do that. But this, once again, I've got all the router templates to get the slider plate to where you can convert your P bass to that. This is the Gibson Grabber bridge cover.
Really?
While I'm doing all this other stuff, these people are like, I love that you did that. I don't have my vintage plate. And I'm like, all right, I'll probably never make money on that, but it's give back to the community.
And you have so many pickups that just like spark my imagination. I look at sometimes your website and I'm just like, oh, I have seen like one of those that time, and nobody makes it. Like it seems like so many pickup makers go to, I make a humbucker, I make a P90, and you make some of those, but you make so many incredible like one of one pickups that I love.
Yeah, it's called ADHD.
Got that.
It's got OCD.
Yeah, a little.
And R&D.
Yeah.
And it's just, I can't do one thing. As much as this is my business, I'm not a good manager. But it's the R&D dream. I don't have any above me saying no.
And you inspire people to you provide the heart for such cool creations.
So this red one over here, that is the we'll call it the grandfather of all of this type. I got this Fender Mustang. It was one of the PJ Mustang basses that I wanted to put my Bisonic here in to show the Bisonic, and it had the jazz bass back here, and it just could not match the Bisonic. This thing is huge. And so I was always searching for something to do. I had the Thunderbird here for a while. Thunderbird's cool. It still wasn't quite hitting it. And when I put this in here, and I brought my buddy Jonathan Hischke over, and he hit it. He was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And so this is the one that sparked a million other basses like this that are coming out.
Cool.
A lot of builders are doing it. It's hip.
I can't wait to plug that thing into the biggest bass amp I have and have some fun.
I had a guy that told me he had to go. He has a clay tile roof in the desert. He had to go up there and readjust his tiles back on the roof after he plated it.
I have a V4B at home that on an A10 that I don't always turn on anymore, but that's the first thing that's getting turned on when I get home. I'm so excited. Well, thank you so much, Curtis. Thanks for making so much cool shit. It really is like I say, as somebody who's 27 years fixing, I see stuff and it makes me excited to look at your website.
Well, so I started where you're at. I put myself through college fixing stuff, and it was watching people that are searching for tone. And when someone's really on the quest for tone, they don't care it's vintage, and they gouge and I restored a lot of those. So my goal,
you play those old pickups and you fall in love with so many things that you don't see unless you're fixing.
And my goal was to fix stuff and to get people to find a tone and not have to tear up an instrument. And so it's exploration. There's no one right pickup.
No, and
they're paintbrushes for an artist. You go. There's no holy grail.
It's so great what you do.
No holy grail in my way.
Well, I appreciate you helping out to make my thing come true. Yeah. And I appreciate you talking to me.
All right,
Thank you so much. We loved your show. It was great.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.